What's good? It's Extreme Caution. Today I'm finna go over my official AEW Wrestledream review. Finna go over every match on the card, what I thought every single match, what I think can lead to after every single match. If you like daily wrestling content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because I upload daily wrestling content. This show I may have a different opinion than most because I was there live. I was there in person, so my opinion may be a little different than most people. But overall, I would say the show I'm very mixed on it, if I'm being honest. Very mixed on it. I had a good time being at the show, but if I was judging this based off just me, like, just from a show perspective, if I was watching this on TV, I probably would say this is not a good show, but I'm still mixed on it because I had a good time there, but there also was a bunch of matches on the show where I just personally did not enjoy. But overall, I'm going to just jump straight to the review. The first match I want to start off with is Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. This is a really good match. Really fun match. Really enjoyed it. It was for $500,000. After the match, after Jurassic Express ended up picking up the victory, you end up getting Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. They end up picking up the Young Bucks, and they was offering like a peace, like kind of like a peace treaty. They was offering some money that they won from the $500,000 to the Young Bucks. But out of nowhere, the Don Callis family come out for whatever reason, and the Young Bucks are not helping. Don Callis family wants them to attack, but they're not. Then Kenny Omega comes out. He confronts the Young Bucks, wants the Young Bucks to attack, but they're not helping. And Kenny Omega comes out, helps Jurassic Express, takes out the Don Callis family. Okay, I like what they did here. This was cool. The only thing is, why did the Don Callis family come out? I don't understand it. I don't get the reasoning behind it. Like, why is the Don Callis family coming out? And I am hoping that this is not going to lead into what I think is going to lead to, which is blood and guts, because it looks like they're teasing the Young Bucks into becoming babyface. Because this is the second time where someone got attacked that they are rivaling with or used to rival with that they don't help. They did this with Kenny Omega, and now they're doing this with Jurassic Express. I have a feeling what they're going to do is the Don Callis family versus Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Jurassic Express versus the Don Callis family. I'm hoping that is not the blood and guts match, but when I think of the landscape of the men, that seems like the only match that is even possible. So we'll see how this plays out, but I hope that's not the case. But overall, this was a good way. Well, this didn't start the show. It was really Tekla and Jamie Hayter, but I'm not really going to go over that match if I'm being honest. It was a good match, but I really don't have much to say. But I'm interested to see where this goes, especially for Jurassic Express. Afterwards, we ended up getting the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand Trios match. This was really a fun match. Being in the crowd for the Hurt Syndicate is really exciting with them just chanting "We hurt people." It's just really fun chanting that. But we ended up getting 1-6 spot where I did like this 1-6 spot where Shelton Benjamin ended up doing like a German suplex onto Ricochet onto the outside for everyone to catch him, which I thought was very cool. But the Hurt Syndicate picked up the victory. Now, the only thing I will say is, why are we doing 50-50 booking? Because you had the man win the first match. Then the Hurt Syndicate won the street fight. The Demand won last week on Dynamite, and then the Hurt Syndicate wins again. What was the point of this? You just had it be 2-2. I don't understand it. Like, what was the point? There was no need for this match to happen, to be honest with you. Or what you could have done is not have the match that they just had last week, and you could have just done this. I don't understand it. We'll see what's next. To be honest, just put Bobby Lashley in the main event. Just put Bobby Lashley in the main event. Find someone else with Shelton in the tag team, because there's nothing else for Bobby Lashley to really do in the tag team division. He should just be in the main event scene, if I'm being honest. They need a heel for Hangman. They need someone. And Samoa Joe is not it, because the story that they're doing with Samoa Joe doesn't even make sense right now. So we'll see what's next for this Hurt Syndicate. Technically, I guess they won the feud, even though they're tied, but this was fun overall. It was a fun, enjoyable match. Moving on to the TNT Championship match between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. This match took a while for us fans to really get invested into it, I will say. And this match took a little bit too long for our liking. This match was good. It was a good match, but this match should not have been that long. This felt like 30 minutes. I don't know if it was 30 minutes, but it felt that long. Like, it was a bit too long in my opinion. This match should have been like 15 minutes. Okay, it was a bit too long. It was one cool spot that I did like was Kyle Fletcher doing a powerbomb onto the steel steps. But Kyle Fletcher retains. Like I said, good match. I'm assuming what they're going to do is probably Kyle Fletcher goes back to being on Collision, defending his TNT Championship, and Mark Briscoe continues to do Mark Briscoe things, which is unfortunately being a loser, which is losing big matches, because that's what I've been saying for a while now. Like, Mark Briscoe, he's the guy that if you want to put him in a championship match and lose, he's your guy, which is That's his role. That's basically his role. Put him in a championship match, and he's going to lose, which I expected. So that's why I'm expecting what's next for these guys. But overall, it was a good match, but went way too long. Just went a little bit too long for my liking. Now we end up getting probably the most disappointing match in my opinion. This was one of the matches I was looking forward to. The AEW Women's World Championship match between Kris Statlander, Toni Storm. Now we didn't make no noise for this match. I didn't make no noise for this. The main reason was two things. One, we didn't think the match was that good. Two, we was fucking exhausted because this pay-per-view was so fucking long and each match was so long that it didn't give us enough time to regain our energy. Because AEW, the moment the match ends, you get about maybe 2 minutes max, and then you're on to the next match like that. It is very fast, especially when you have like 25-minute matches or 30-minute matches like Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, that you get no time to regain your energy. It's like we have no energy to really cheer or nothing. Now, to be fair, this match wasn't that good either. I was very disappointed by this match. Kris Statlander wins. She wins cleanly. Then afterwards, we get Mercedes Moné. She comes out, tells Kris Statlander to get out of her ring. Kris Statlander gets out the ring like a bitch, which I don't understand why. She's your AEW World Champion. That makes no sense, but sure. She gets out, challenges someone in the back for a title versus title match because Mercedes needs more titles. So you get Mina Shirakawa, and the moment Mina came out, I already knew that she was, well, I knew Mercedes was going to beat whoever, but Mina Shirakawa is literally the Mark Briscoe of the women's division. Anytime you put her in a title match in AEW, she's going to fucking lose. So I was just like, oh my God, like, why? The match happened. This was like, I don't know how long this match was, but this match also felt like 20 minutes. Like, every match did not need to go 20 minutes on this goddamn show. Like, this match also felt forever. This wasn't even advertised. Like, why do we need this? Mercedes wins, so she has like 13 belts now. Then you get Kris Statlander comes out, attacks her. Now we're going to run Mercedes and Kris Statlander at Full Gear. Why? This is already, Kris Statlander is going to lose. This is already bad. You're running into the same issue that you ran into at All In. All In, you ran into this problem of possibly having someone be double champion with the TBS title and the world title. So what we're going to do, we're going to have Mercedes win the AEW World Championship. Because if she wins that championship, what you're going to do with the TBS title? She's going to have to vacate it, because why would Mercedes keep that belt? It's a secondary title. So then you got to run a tournament for that belt. What you're going to do? Make Stat become the secondary champion? Like, what the fuck are we doing? And then if Statlander beats Mercedes, it's like, okay, like, what's the point? She finally beats her? Like, this does nothing for Kris. This does nothing for Mercedes. We should be giving other women opportunities. But no, we keep going back to the same two women, like I've been saying. Mercedes and Toni Storm. Those like the only women that they care about in the division. And then there was a segment with Toni Storm and Mina where they was crying and stuff because they lost their championships. And then Mina said, we have each other. So what that is telling me is that they're possibly are going to put Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa in the fucking tag team division. I swear to God. If Mercedes wins the AEW World Championship and Mina and Toni Storm wins the AEW tag titles, I'm done. I'm so serious. I'm done reviewing Dynamite because that is ridiculous, bro. The whole purpose of them winning, of them creating the women's tag titles was for all the loser women who can't get a shot at the real titles because Tony Khan is a fucking idiot and only cares about two women. So all the women who can't get an opportunity, like the Megan Bains, like the Jamie Hayters, you created those titles for them. But the fact that you're about to possibly have Toni Storm, who was already burying the entire women's division, to possibly bury your tag team division as well. Like we cannot be serious right now. Like, what are we doing? Or they possibly have Kris Statlander go after those titles with Harley Cameron as a consolation prize. So basically, this is what this is telling me, that you had Kris Statlander beat Toni Storm at All Out because you didn't want Toni Storm to lose to Mercedes. That's basically what I'm getting at this. So you want Mercedes to beat Kris Statlander. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, that's what I'm getting from this. I am hoping that I am wrong, but I swear, if Kris Statlander loses to Mercedes because you didn't want Toni Storm to get pinned by Mercedes, that is fucking sad and that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This is going to make Kris Statlander a traditional champion, and Kris Statlander deserves better. That is fucking ridiculous if that happens. I am not excited for this match at all. We'll see how this plays out, but I swear, if this plays out exactly how I'm picturing it, with Mercedes winning the world championship and Toni Storm winning the tag titles, I'm done with AEW. Also, another thing, why would they have Kris Statlander come out after her match? What I would have done personally, You would have had them interfere in the match, cause a DQ. That way, Mina keeps her fucking title because Mercedes does not need more championships. That way, it makes more sense for Mercedes to go out there. Because Mercedes could be like, all right, you cost me Mina Shirakawa's Ring of Honor title. I'm going to come after your title because you cost me a title. That would have made more sense. But we'll see how this plays out, but I am not excited for this. Now we get the best match of the night. Konosuke Takeshita Okada versus Brodito, AEW Tag Team Championship match. This match was great. This was a great match. This is another match where I was hyped for it, but come on. This match went 27 minutes. Why? Like, this is what I mean by AEW does too much. This pay-per-view was long as fuck, and each match was way too long. Towards the end of the match, you get Okada hitting the Rainmaker on accident on Konosuke. This allowed Brodito to pick up the victory. Next week on Dynamite, it's going to be Brodito versus Okada for the Unified Championship. This is just going to continue the story of Okada and Konosuke not seeing eye to eye in the Don Callis family, them fighting on who's the real alpha of the Don Callis family, which I like. I just hope that they pick up the story a little bit faster instead of doing these slight little teases, because we need to pick this up, okay? We need to speed this up a little bit. I'm not saying we got to have them automatically feud immediately, but we need to pick this up a little bit. But I like what they did here. This is really good. I like what they're doing with Brodito. Like them as a tag team. Hopefully they pick up this Konosuke stuff because I love Konosuke Takeshita. Excited to see whenever that match happens. Now we get Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe AEW World Championship match. This match was very disappointing, bro. This match I thought was going to be a lot better than what it was, but it was just fine. It was a solid match. You get Hangman, he wins the match. It was nothing spectacular. I don't need to go in depth. After the match, though, you get Samoa Joe and the Ops. They turn heel on Hangman, and now it looks like we're getting another match, which is another match that I'm not looking forward to. Because one, why would he turn heel? It doesn't make sense for him to turn heel, because the original reason why he even wanted to face Hangman was because he felt disrespected because he dropped his belt. And then one of the reasons he gave was that he don't feel like he's the guy. Okay, if you don't feel like he was the guy to beat Moxley, why did you help him beat Moxley for months, mind you? That was number one. Number two, even if he still doesn't believe he's the guy, you just lost to the nigga who's not the guy cleanly. So that makes you not the guy. Like, do we not understand this? Like, this makes no fucking sense. Why would the Ops turn heel with Samoa Joe? Like, I don't understand. Because all this does is make Samoa Joe look like a bitch. I'm just gonna ask. You lost the match cleanly, so you turn heel. That's literally what I'm getting from this. Like, so we're gonna get another match, which is gonna be bad because you can't have Joe lose now. He just turned heel. Like, you're gonna make him lose? Like, what are we doing here? And then we still got MJF in the background. So is Samoa Joe gonna win and then he's gonna cash in on Joe? Like a heel versus a heel dynamic? I don't know about that. And then are we just gonna forget about Hangman? Like, look, what are we doing here? Like, this makes no fucking sense. Like, bro, I love Samoa Joe, but this storyline makes no fucking sense. And if they're gonna have another match, that match needs to be a fucking banger, because this match was not fucking it, bro. We'll see how this plays out, but I am not excited. Then we get the main event, Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, I Quit match. This is another match that was fucking disappointing, bro. I'm just gonna skip a few spots, but basically, majority of this match was just Jon Moxley and the Death Riders demolishing and torturing Darby Allin. You get Darby Allin getting fucking drowned. You got Claudio throwing Darby Allin off from the ring all the way to the announce table. You got Jon Moxley doing a fucking pile driver through tables. Basically, Darby Allin is getting tortured. Then you get Sting out of nowhere, comes out, cuts the lights off, cuts on, takes out the Death Riders, hands Darby a bat. He uses the bat on Mox, hits a coffin drop. Then he ends up tapping Moxley out with a fucking sharpshooter. Okay. Darby only got his ass whooped for all of this match, and you're telling me all it took for Moxley to quit was a weak-ass sharpshooter, a coffin drop, and getting choked out a few times, and a couple hits with a bat. Are you serious right now? Now, I already wasn't the biggest Moxley guy, and I already didn't take him seriously, but I look at him as I don't take him seriously at all now. That's all he took from him to quit? At All In, Hangman done more damage than fucking Darby did. This match should have been way more bloody, way more intense for how they was hyping this matchup. Cause you got Jon Moxley and Darby talking about, I don't know who's gonna quit. Nigga, he didn't do shit to you. With the way that match went, I could have made the nigga quit. Like, come on, bro. This should have been way more. It was already damn near midnight where I was at. This pay-per-view was way too long. This shit was like damn near 5 hours, I feel like. Way too long of a pay-per-view. Overall, this show sucked. It was a good show in person, but I could easily tell that if I would watch this on TV, I would not like it at all. Because a lot of the matches I was very tired for, wasn't that excited for. In person, it was good. I had a good time being there, but overall, but it was a bad pay-per-view, a good show. I'll say that. If this was like a TV special, it would have been good. But as a pay-per-view, it sucked. You guys let me know your overall thoughts, opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.